Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learners Link. In our previous session, we have started the exercise questions of the chapter Work and Energy. Let us continue with the same session. Up to page number 158, we have completed 12 questions. Let us go to the page number 159. The 13th question of this chapter is a person holds a bundle of hay over his head for 30 minutes and gets tired. Has he done some work or not? Justify your answer. So what happened? The object was at the is on the ground. He has taken the bundle over his head and hold it for 30 minutes. So what happened? The object is the acceleration due to gravity towards the ground and the object is moving towards the other direction. So they form the perpendicular. So when there is a perpendicular between force of attraction and the motion of the object, we say that zero work done. So when a person holds a bundle of hay over his head, then there is no displacement in the bundle of hay, although force of gravity is acting on the bundle. The person is not applying any force on it. Hence, in the absence of force, work done by the person on his bundle is zero. Work done by the person on his head will be zero because there is no displacement. There is a zero displacement. Okay, let us go to the next question here. An electric heater is rated 1500 watt. How much energy does it use in 10 hours? They are asking energy. So we know the formula for power, that is power is equal to work done divided by time taken. In this question they have given the power and they have given the time, asking us to find the energy consumed. That energy consumed is nothing but the work done. Okay, that work done is equal to, when we go for the reciprocal, that will be power into time. Power is 15,000 watt because 1500 into 10, when we multiply it will be 15,000 watt. When I convert into kilowatt, this is 15 kilowatt. It's a simple calculations are there. Just substitute the values of power and time and calculate the energy consumed. That is nothing but work done by the heater. 15th question is illustrate the law of conservation of energy by discussing the energy changes which occur when we draw a perpendicular bob to one side and allow it to oscillate. Why does the bob eventually come to rest position? What happens to its energy eventually? Is it violation of law of conservation of energy? So the condition is we have to take a pendulum and we have to drag it to the one position. Let us see the diagram here. Here is a pendulum which is at the mean position. That is nothing but it is the rest position. When we drag to particular position that is considered as A, it has gained some potential energy. After that, what happens when we release? It comes to the mean position and then goes to the point B. Why that there is a point B? Because energy, how much potential energy gained by the bob will reach towards the point B, and then slowly it starts decreasing the potential energy and increasing the kinetic energy. When there is no sufficient potential energy and kinetic energy, slowly it comes to the rest position because we are not applying the force on bob continuously. Just we have taken to point A and we have released it. In between we are not applying any force to the ball, so that slowly it starts coming towards the ground. So what happened here? Here the potential energy starts converting into kinetic energy. When potential energy is converting into kinetic energy, there is a transfer of energy. When there is a transfer of energy, we say that it is a law of conservation of energy. So, what is our law of conservation of energy? Energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but can be converted from one form to another. So, the bob does not oscillate forever, it comes to rest because air resistance in its motion. The pendulum loses its kinetic energy over come this friction and stops after some time because we are not applying the force continuously to the bob, so that it starts losing its kinetic energy. When object starts losing its kinetic energy, it comes to the rest position. So in this situation, it's not violating any law of conservation of energy. The law of conservation of energy is not violated because the energy lost by the pendulum to overcome friction is gained by its surrounding. Hence, the total energy of the pendulum and the surrounding system remains conserved. So, when there is a transfer of energy, that is, potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. That is nothing but the follow of law of conservation of energy. Hope this answer is clear to you. Let us go to the 16th question. An object of mass m is moving with a constant velocity v. How much work should be done on the object in order to bring to the rest position? So the object is moving. If I want to bring it to the rest position, same amount of work should be done. So what is the same amount of work? That is nothing but half mv square amount of work is required to bring to the rest position. The 17th question is, calculate the work required to be done to stop a car of 1500 kg moving at a velocity of 60 km per hour. They have given the mass and they have given the velocity. They're asking us to calculate the work done. So here the object is in the motion, means we should take it as a kinetic energy. So let us write the formula for kinetic energy, that is half mv square. But in this question, the velocity is given in terms of kilometer per hour. We have to convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. So let us convert that 60 kilometer per hour into meter per second and substitute the value in the kinetic energy formula. The 60 kilometer per hour, if we multiply this one by 5 by 18, it will be in the meter per second. Already this type of questions we discussed how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second in first chapter, that is motion chapter. So let us substitute the values here in the kinetic energy formula. 1 by 2, m is mass, that is 1500 kg. That velocity we have converted in the form of meter per second. Let us substitute that. After further calculation, our answer will be 20.8 into 10 to the power 4 joules, because this is a kinetic energy, that is work done. The unit for kinetic energy is joules. Hope this answer is clear to you. Let us go to the 18th question. This is a very important question of this chapter. In each of the following force, F is acting on an object of mass m. The direction of displacement is from west to east, shown by the longer arrow. Observe the diagrams carefully and state whether work is done by the force is negative, positive or zero. So here what we have to do, we have to observe the diagram and we have to identify whether work is done or positive work is done, negative work done or zero work done. So let us recall the concept of positive, negative and zero work done. If the application of the force and the motion of the object in the same direction, that is positive work done. When we are applying the force in one direction, then object is moving in opposite direction, that is negative work done. And when the force of attraction and the motion of the object, when they form perpendicular, we say that zero work done. So let us see in first case, the force is in the upward direction and the object is moving this side, so they form the perpendicular. So in first case, work done is, yes, that is zero work done. In this case, direction of force acting on the block is perpendicular to the displacement. Therefore, work done by force on the block will be zero. That is, in first case, zero work done. Second case, you are applying the force in one direction and the object is also moving in the same direction. The application of the force and the motion of the object are in the same direction. So we say that in second case, it is a positive work done. Let us go to the third case. Look at the arrow marks here. The force is applied this side and object is moving in the opposite direction. Applied force is one direction and motion of the object is in opposite direction. So we say that there is a negative work done. So let us go to the next question. So these are the 19th question and 20th question. They are substitution there. We are substituting the values there and we are calculating. Let us go to the 21st question here. A freely falling object eventually stops on reaching the ground. What happens to its kinetic energy? So there is a situation that a object is allowed to fall on the ground and it starts moving. So what happens to its kinetic energy? What is happening there? So there are two chances. When you make the object to fall towards the ground, it may produce sound depending on the floor, depending on the surface, and depending on the object. So when an object falls freely towards the ground, its potential energy decreases and kinetic energy increases because the object is coming towards the ground. When it's in certain height, it gains the potential energy. When it starts moving towards the ground, it starts converting in the potential energy converts into kinetic energy. As the object touches the ground, all its potential energy gets converted again into kinetic energy because after falling on the ground, it may move certain distance. As the object hits the ground, all its kinetic energy gets converted into heat energy as well as sound energy. Every object, when it falls on the ground, it makes sound. So here what happened? Here kinetic energy gets converted into sound energy and heat energy. It can also deform the ground depending upon the nature of the ground and amount of kinetic energy possessed by the object. So here what happens? The object produces a little bit sound as well as heat energy. So these are the solutions for your work and energy chapter. Hope all the answers are clear to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you everyone. Do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get the notifications for upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.